Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Putnam County Legislature of June 6, 2023. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I recognize Legislator Nasarino for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. I call on Legislator Advisio for our legislative prayer.
We need to serve our community, to use our resources wisely and well, to represent all members of our community fairly, to make decisions that promote the common good. We recognize our responsibility to the past and the future, and the rights and needs of both individuals and community. As trusted servants, we seek blessings on our deliberations and on our efforts here today. May we act wisely and well.
Amen. Roll call, please.
District number 1, Legislator Montgomery.
Here.
District 2, Legislator Goldman.
Present.
District 3, Legislator Adnizio.
Here.
District 4, Legislator Nasarino.
Present.
District 5, Legislator Ellen.
Here.
District 7, Legislator Castellano.
Present.
District 8, Legislator Sage.
Present.
District 9, Legislator Crowley.
Present.
District 6, Chairman Yankee.
Present. We have a proclamation. I'm going to call on Legislator Montgomery for Global Water Week, June 5th to the 10th.
Sustainable Putnam. You're the only one here, but we'll wait. The other folks are hopefully on their way up. But come on up if you don't mind.
No.
Thanks. They had a great press announcement downstairs about the Global Water Week and the Putnam Dance Project, which is very exciting. We're happy that folks like you and Arts on the Lake and the Putnam Dance Project, Putnam County Land Trust, and the New York State Federation of Lake Association and the Sedgwood Club have all joined together to do the work of protecting and raising awareness to this major issue, especially now where you read the headlines. If you're from Arts on the Lake and Putnam Dance Project and Putnam County Land Trust, come on up. Putnam County Land Trust, the Sedgwood Club, and the New York State Federation of Lake Associations. So it's just saying, we're really lucky to have you guys doing the work of protecting our water in Putnam County and across the globe. And as we heard downstairs, this is something that's happening right now in over 130 locations throughout the world, including Africa and Ireland and Turkey and New York City, and right here in Putnam, thanks to the work that you guys are doing. You've advocated for the access to fresh water, the Global Dance Project, since 2011. Fresh water is essential to life and the survival of all species. We're pretty much all covered with water here on Earth, and the United Nations reported that 2.1 billion people around the world lack access to safely managed drinking water, and we do have some instances of that right here at home. So we're happy to, have the activist voices raising awareness to this, and you guys. So Putnam County is proud to be among more than 130 locations to join in this effort to promote awareness. Arts on the Lake in Kent has partnered with local organizations, including the Putnam County Dance Project, Sustainable Putnam, Joe Montori here, the Putnam County Land Trust, to showcase the creativity and talent of our residents while providing valuable information related to the importance of water conservation and protection. Also happening this week at the Sedgwood Club with the New York State Federation of Lake Association, thanks to Kathy. They do their annual lake conference, and I've attended it in the past, and it's just a great resource for people who live on lakes and to learn about what they can do to protect their lake and the real science of it. So With that, and thanks to Kevin Byrne, the Putnam County Executive, and Chairman Paul Dunphy of the legislature, and thanks to the entire legislature for allowing us to raise awareness to this important issue. And thank you all. And I'd like to say things, please feel free to.
I think what I'd like to repeat from downstairs, though, up here, is that we couldn't really do this without the support from the Arts Council, from the New York State Legislature, from the Office of the Governor, and from you all. From you all. I'm speaking to you. Thank you, Tony. That with the funds that are made available and then given through the arts, being able to create an artistic vision and an embodiment of the need for water and how important water is to all of our lives and our own bodies and a vitality. It creates a platform for us to then come together again, and that reinforcement and this concentric circle of support and artistic vision and community that is so important to each and every one of us here and across the globe. So you are applauded from the world, from a Zoom meeting 2 days ago, where everyone was thrilled to hear the support that this community has around providing clean, safe water for each and every one in the world, but particularly here in Putnam County. So thank you, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Item number 4 is the acceptance of the minutes. It's for the regular meeting of April 4th, 2023, and our regular meeting of May 2nd, 2023. Item 5 is correspondence from our county auditor. There's no activity this month. Item 6 is the pre-filed resolutions. I call on Chairwoman Sage, the Chairwoman of the Health, Social, Educational, and Environmental Committee, for pre-filed resolutions.
Thank you, Chairman Yonke. On behalf of Legislators Crowley and Nazareno, I'd like to bring forward agenda item 6A, which is approval for a budgetary amendment 22A026 from the Health Department for the New York State Fellowship Grant. This grant is from the New York State Public Health Fellowship, will support the fellowship program. They have awarded Putnam County Health Department with $1,111,175, and they have increased that award to $1.4 million. This award comes from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention for the purpose of building public health capacity to continue and support COVID-19 response operations and increase preparedness for future public health emergencies. This is an investment in our public health.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 6B is an approval for budgetary amendment 23A028 for the Office of Senior Resources. Gifts and donations, purchase a vehicle from the Jane Lovedell Equipment in the amount of $70,000. This is a donation from the Lovedell Estate, and we're using it to purchase a motor vehicle for senior resources.
Discussion. Legislator Montgomery.
I believe this is the wheelchair deal that we're talking about, and I just want to say thank you for this. It's helped my constituents directly, where I was able, we don't have transportation in Phillipstown, and I was able to, through the help of the Office of Senior Resources, get a van for a constituent who otherwise wouldn't. They took away his license, but they left him with no transportation because he's disabled, so it's kind of we're really stuck there in Phillipstown. So thanks.
Jane Lovedell was, I believe, a lifelong resident of the Village of Brewster. She passed away a few years ago, and in her estate she allowed for the purchase of the these vehicles. I think we've purchased quite a few vehicles over the years in her name, so we were thankful to her. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 6C is an approval for a fund transfer for the Health Department for preschool licensing software. The Commissioner of Health has requested a fund transfer to properly allocate the funds to the correct account. This is simply an accounting, just to reallocate, put it in the proper accounting line.
Discussion. All in favor? Thank you. On behalf of legislators Castellano, Nasarino, and myself, for the Personnel Committee, I'd like to move forward with item 6D, which is the approval of a fund transfer in the Health Department. It's a reclassification for health education in a nursing position. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6E is the approval of a policy for nursing mothers. This is a New York labor law, section 203-C. We're codifying a law for our employees here in Putnam County. And any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I call on Chairman Goldman of the Physical Services Committee.
Thank you, Chairman Yonke. On behalf of the members of the Physical Services Committee, legislators Castellano and Montgomery, I make a motion to move the following items. Item number 6F, approval of budgetary amendment 23A027 for the Planning Department Additional Unified Planning Work Program, funding under the New York Metropolitan Transportation Corporation. This is for $400,000 with no fiscal impact for this year and for next year.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 6G, approval for a budgetary amendment 23A029, Highways and Facilities amended 2023 CHIPS County Capital Projects budget. This is for $736,715 with no fiscal impact for this year and for next year.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 6H, approval, eminent domain law settlement for Fast Street reconstruction project for the town of Carmel, tax map number 44.17/1/48.
I believe that was number 46.
46?
Yep. Discussion.
You're right, sorry.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Now I'd like to call on Chairwoman Addisio of the Rules, Enactments, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee.
Thank you, Chairman Yonke. On behalf of myself and legislators Eleanor and Goulden, item 6I is the approval of the budgetary amendment 23A025, Veterans Service Agency peer-to-peer program. We have Putnam County was notified that the New York State Office of Mental Health has approved $185,000 in funding for the Putnam County Veterans Service Agency peer-to-peer support pilot program. This has been reviewed and approved in Audit and Administration Committee meeting. I'm happy to see this move forward, and I can't stress enough the importance of this program for our veterans.
Discussion. Legislator Nasarino.
Thank you. I'm happy to see this move forward too. Every year we seem to wait with bated breath for the money to come in from the state. It's such a wonderful and awesome program for our veterans, and it is really something that I would like to see continue and funded in the future, and possibly on time from the state. Thank
Any
you.
other discussion? Yeah, I agree with you. It's a shame that we're now in June and the money's finally coming through and they're playing a game of politics with the health of our veterans. And it's really unforgivable. And we see it every year. And I don't know how loud we have to yell to get them to pass this on time and include it in original budgets. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to 6J is the approval of confirmation for appointments in the Putnam County Board of Ethics. Resolved that upon the recommendation of the county executive, the Putnam County Legislature confirms the following appointments to the Putnam County Board of Ethics. Paul Eldridge for the remainder of the 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2023. Roger Cassidy for the remainder of the 3-year term, said term to expire December 31st, 2024. Barbara Scuchmore for the remainder of the 3-year term, said term to expire December 31st, 2024. John Sweeney for a 3-year term, said term to expire December 31st, 2025. Joe DiMarzo for a 3-year term, said term to expire December 31st, 2025. These appointments comply with any requirements to file an oath of office pursuant to the New York State Public Officers Law.
Discussion.
Just have a comment. Are we doing these all at once?
One resolution.
It's one resolution. Can I make a motion to do them separately?
You can make a motion. We would have a second.
Second.
Okay.
There's been a second, it's not debatable, but we still need a vote on the motion to divide the question.
Right, so can I have a roll call vote?
Legislator Edmondson.
No.
What do we take a roll call for?
To vote on.
There's a motion to separate the appointments.
This is presented as one resolution.
Through the chair, for clarification to Legislator Montgomery, your motion would be to divide it such that each name is called for a separate vote. Is that correct?
Thank you.
So that would be the vote that's before the board right now.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Legislator Castellano.
No.
Legislator Crowley.
Yes.
Legislator Elmer.
Yes.
Legislator Goldman.
Yes.
Legislator Montgomery.
Yes.
Legislator Nasarino.
No.
Legislator Sage.
No.
Chairman Yaki.
No.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Discussion.
If I can make a comment? Thank you. It's just presented to me in a conversation with the county executive, who, recommends these appointments, that this is a bipartisan board, and it's anything but. And while I appreciate that one of the members is an independent, the rest are all one party, and there is nothing bipartisan about this. I'm kind of really disappointed that this is presented in one resolution. That makes no sense for appointing individuals. While we're at it, many of these individuals have had and have a relationship, a long-standing relationship with county government. And this is supposed to be a citizen-driven board with the one rule in the public officers law that states you should have one county employee, and that would be Paul Eldridge. So if it were my choice, we wouldn't have any county employees on this board. It's an ethics board, it should be citizen-driven. We had a healthy discussion in executive session about this, and I raised some points about some particular appointments. It is the duty of this legislature to consider the candidate's history in an appointment to an ethics committee. And one of these appointments, on her resume, she lists that she was the chair of the One War on Drugs Task Force. So I've had experience with this individual, or lack of, because this task force had not convened in 5 years, certainly in the 4 years that I was on the legislature. I did send a formal memo requesting to attend that meeting of the task force when it was supposed to be in session. At that time, I was still at the forefront of bringing services for addiction and mental health resources to Putnam County. So So I asked to attend the One War on Drugs Task Force, and the chairperson who is applying to be on this ethics board denied me that. So no, I don't see that being in favor of her appointment is good for an appointment to an ethics board. I don't think it would benefit the people of Putnam. In addition to the fact that even on the resume, this individual submitted to this board for review for this appointment, she did not disclose that she served as treasurer of the Putnam County Visitors Bureau, I believe while she was a legislator, and that she was a founding member of the Putnam Tourism Corporation, which no one seemed to know anything about. So none of this is on this resume. And to Chairman Yonke's point that it doesn't matter, you don't need to disclose everything on a resume, it's not important. Well, if you're working on a county board while you're a legislator and have direct involvement with county issues, I think it's important. I think it's really important to put on this resume, at least while you're applying to the ethics board. I have a different style, I guess, that you don't think it's important. If a person is slated to be appointed to any county board, especially one such as an ethics board, I think any previous relationship with the county should be disclosed. It's not relevant to me that Putnam County's own law department determined that this was okay. I think that's pretty suspect in itself. It's not relevant to me that the Board of Ethics at the time determined that it was okay to not disclose this for 2 years, as required on the financial disclosure. It is relevant to the people that I represent, and I'll be voting no. I guess I have to vote no on the entire resolution, unfortunately, because that's your sneaky way of getting it through.
Any other discussion? Well, because my name was brought up and because you have referred to the only female on this resolution, we know we're talking about Barbara Scucciamara. First, you mentioned that you were told that this would be a bipartisan board. Whether these folks are Republicans or Democrats is meaningless. I happen to know every one of the proposed members to this board, and they're all just genuinely honest people, good people who have served. Paul Eldridge has served our county for over 40 years. The question them being partisan is troubling. During our rules meeting, many issues were brought out. One of them, that the resume should have disclosed information about former legislator Barbara Scucciamara. Just so we're all clear, Barbara Scucciamara was a political rival, and may still be, of legislator Montgomery, so this is just an attempt to smear Barbara's character. All right, the resume is not a tool to disclose information. It's presenting your experience and showing us who you are. All right, and those of us who have served with Barbara know Barbara's character, and to take shots at that is disgraceful. No evidence was presented to us at the rules meeting about, we kept hearing ethics board, attorney general, all right? Turns out there was never an ethics complaint ever filed against Barbara Scucciamara. All right? I don't know that I heard, in the wing, the Attorney General's office, we have no evidence that they ever came to Putnam County. No evidence. So I did my homework. Okay? The Putnam County Visitors Bureau may have had their issues. Barbara was a treasurer for it. She resigned. She resigned when she became a legislator. I think it's just a terrible character assassination attempt. But with that, if there's no other comment, a roll call vote, please.
Legislator Adnisia.
Yes.
Legislator Castellano.
Yes.
Legislator Crowley.
Yes.
Legislator Elmer.
Emphatic yes.
Legislator Goldman.
Yes.
Legislator Montgomery.
No.
Legislator Nasarino.
Yes.
Legislator Sage.
Yes.
Chairman Yaki.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Did we not vote to split the question and to vote on each one?
It failed.
Oh, yeah, all right, I said it passed.
Moving on to 6K, is the approval for the Putnam County Home Improvement Board. Be it resolved that Lawrence Hopper, Town of Carmel, is citizen representative for a 2-year term to expire December 31st, 2024. Be it further resolved, this appointment comply with any requirements to file an oath of office pursuant to the New York State Public Officers Law. I would just like to thank Mr. Hopper for volunteering on the Home Improvement Board.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to 6L. Is a local law to amend Article 9 of the Putnam County Charter entitled Department of Highway and Facilities. This local law will rename our Department of Highway and Facilities to Department of Public Works. So it's simply a name change. Commissioner, I'm sorry. There shall be a Department of Public Works headed by a Commissioner of Public Works appointed by the county executive, subject to confirmation by the county legislature.
Discussion. I'd just like to say this is a great thing that we're doing. We're calling the highway department what it really should be called. And they do much more than highways and facilities, and public works is more appropriate. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now I call on Legislator Nasarino, the Chairwoman of the Protective Services Committee.
Thank you, Chairman Yaki. On behalf of myself, legislators, and Lee Billy Sage, I would like to move forward approval fund transfer 23T124, Sheriff's Department, Axon Enterprises contract. This is an administrative error by Axon. However, although it was a bookkeeping error on their part, we certainly have to pay the outstanding balance in the amount of $32,315. This fiscal impact is $32,315 for 2023, zero fiscal impact for 2024.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item 6N is approval confirmation of the appointments to Putnam County Emergency Services Safety Advisory Board. This is for Ed Butler, Putnam County Fire Chiefs Association representative for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2025, and for Sergeant Laura Witten, law enforcement representative for a 3-year term, said term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6O is an approval resolution to authorize the application to obtain a municipal ambulance services operating authority for Putnam County. This was discussed during the Protective Services Committee meeting, and the proposed resolution before us, we had requested that it be revised for the full meeting. However, there's still some language that is incorporated into the revised copy that we have questions with. Therefore, I would like to make a motion to table this back to committee so that we have some clarity on the language that has been proposed.
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote on the motion to table, please.
Legislator Anizio.
Yes.
Legislator Castellano.
Yes.
Legislator Crowley.
Yes.
Legislator Elmer.
Yes.
Legislator Goldman.
Yes.
Legislator Montgomery.
Yes.
Legislator Nasarino.
Yes.
Legislator Sage.
Yes.
Chairman Yaki.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. At this time, we call on Legislator Castellano, who is the Chairman of the Audit and Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of Legislators Elder Goldman. I'd like to move forward the following item 6P. This is the approval of the budgetary amendment for finance. This is the vacancy control factor for 2023. From time to time, the Commissioner of Finance comes before the audit committee to move some money around this generally bookkeeping to move money out of in order to vacancy control factor. It's in the amount of $300,000, zero fiscal impact.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7 is other business. Does anyone have any other business they'd like to bring forward? Item number 8 is recognition of public on agenda items. If any member of the public wishes to speak, please come forward and just give us your name and town in which you reside.
This is a general.
Your name and the town in which you
My name is Chris Mura. I'm in Carmel. I live over on Fox Run Lane. I'm just curious to know if anyone has any plans to maybe update the public transportation system. Myself and my neighbors are having a difficulty moving around the town without the bus routes.
That's not something that's on the agenda, but you can call our office, the county executive's office, or the Department of Transportation.
Okay.
And, you know, if you contact our office, we'll do our best to guide you.
Okay, that's right. I wasn't sure what you exactly were addressing.
Sure thing.
First time I've been to a meeting like this.
Understood.
Awesome, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'd like to, whatever help we can give, we'd like to give help you.
Yes.
Any other members of the public? Okay, recognition of legislators. Yes, Legislator Antonio.
Thank you. I want to say congratulations to all of our June graduates, and just remind everyone to attend Arts on the Lake, Putnam County Dance Project, and the Global Water Dance that's in my town, Kent, Friday, June 9th at 8 p.m. and culminates Saturday, June 10th. It will be 11 to 5 at Putnam County Arts on the Lake in Kent. Thank you.
Senator Elder?
I'd like to congratulate all the seniors throughout the county. For the first time in a number of years, Section 1 held an all-star senior lacrosse game. And Putnam was able to bring kids in from Carmel, Brewster High School, Haldane High School, and Mayapack. We represented the North, and we won. Also, congratulations to all the graduates this month for all our county high schools.
Legislator Nasrino.
I too would like to congratulate all the graduates from preschool all the way on up. It's an exciting month for many families, those who have graduates. I'd also like to remind everyone that CPAP is hosting their community event on June 17th at the Veterans Memorial Park. I look forward to attending.
Legislator Montgomery.
Thanks. I just, I need to comment on a clarification that there was a investigation by the Attorney General, and you can find that at the Attorney General's office, and that Putnam Corporation was dissolved, and the chairperson of that removed herself. So that was real. I just want to mention that I think it was last month when we were reading one of the proclamations, I stopped myself in my tracks because the comment on the proclamation said that motor vehicle accidents were the leading cause of death among young people, and it's really not the case. Recent data published in the New England Journal of Medicine analyzed Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that gun violence is the leading cause of death among young people, with a rise of 30% among this age group. June is Gun Violence Awareness Month, and I wear orange proudly to show my support for gun violence prevention. New York State was the first in the nation to declare gun violence a disaster emergency under Executive Order 211 as part of a new comprehensive strategy to build public safety. Right here in Putnam, we have organizations like Moms Demand Action with individuals like Catherine O'Sullivan. I believe she's from Carmel. actually, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. She's from the east side of Putnam County, and she's dedicated to creating healthier and safer communities through her actions to protect lives and prevent unnecessary tragedy and trauma. Gun violence is a public health crisis, and I'm grateful for Catherine and the Moms Demand Action group in Putnam, and along with many other groups that we have access to, like San Diego Promise and the Brady Campaign, and through these groups together we can work toward a healthier, safer future for all. And I just want to mention, in case it wasn't clear to the individual, because it wasn't clear to me, that the rules of the legislature are that you can only talk about something that's on the agenda, and you can propose possibly to talk about it in committee. That's where we have really healthy discussions about these things, so it would be great if more public would come out and talk in these committee meetings, because that's where we really get down to the work of it. And happy Father's Day to you all.
Legislator Blumen.
Thank you, Chairman. Today, June 6th, is the 79th anniversary of D-Day. The Normandy landing occurred on Tuesday, June 6, 1944. This was the largest seaborne invasion in history. The operation began the liberation of German-occupied northwestern Europe from the Nazi control and contributed to the Allied victory of the Western Front. So please, never forget this. Also, Putnam County has an abundance of natural bodies of water. I hope everyone takes advantage of it this summer, and when you're doing that, please be cautious, be safe, and let's have a safe summer here in Putnam County. Summer will be here soon, and that means ticks and mosquitoes are very prevalent in our community. So make sure you protect yourself and our community. Remove all standing water from around your home, because that festers mosquitoes. Also, graduates, congratulations. There's a bigger life out there, better life, and I'm sure you will see many things graduating. And also, everyone, you'll be out of school soon. Enjoy the summer and be safe. Thank you.
Legislator Sage.
Just one footnote, this is June, we have our primary month, we have many candidates on the ballot. Early voting starts June 17th, so everybody make sure you get out and vote. And also today, if you stop on your way home, is the library vote. So stop at your libraries till 9 o'clock.
Anyone else? I'm glad, Legislator Blumen, thank you for bringing up D-Day. 79 years ago, men stormed the beach, flying into bullets, and it's for the freedoms that we enjoy today. So please don't ever forget that. Tomorrow is the 98th birthday of our former state assemblyman, who's my neighbor. He's treated me like a son throughout the years, Will Stevens Sr. Happy birthday, 98 years old. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.